Hello you all, welcome back to Literature Tale Explorations. Today we will learn a poem Bury Me in a Free Land written by Frances Harper. So first of all, who is Frances Harper? Frances Harper is an abolitionist. She is a writer, a teacher, a poet. She is one of the women who stood for the black people, who were for the black slaves. She was an African American. Okay, so she was born in the year 1825 in Baltimore, England, and died in the year 1911 in Pennsylvania. So this is about her. I don't want to go into the details of Frances Harper. We'll make another video on her later. So first, let us see what the poem is about. We'll have a line by line explanation so that you could have a beautiful experience of writing. If it is a lengthy poem, sometimes it's okay to go for the summary and all, but if it is a poem which can be read, so you should definitely read line to line so that you will understand the beauty of writing, the lines. So okay, I like reading poem line to line, so I'm going to explain line by line. Yeah, so I have the poem with me and I'll read the line and I'll explain. Okay, come. Make me a grave wherever you will, in a lowly plain or a lofty hill. Make it among earth's humblest graves, but not in a land where men are slaves. Now she begins it with the powerful line saying that when I die, you make me a grave. Okay, you make me a grave wherever you want to. It can be on the lowest of the lowest grounds or on the highest of the mountains. You make me anywhere. You make it among earth's humblest grave. You place it anywhere. You place it anywhere, but please don't put me in a land where men are treated as slaves. Like, you don't make a grave there where my brothers are treated as slaves. Powerful lines. Okay, next stanza. I could not rest if around my grave I heard the steps of a trembling slave. So she clearly says that she cannot rest in a place, or she cannot rest in a grave where she hears the steps of those trembling slaves. Slaves are ill treated, as you all know. She cannot just rest in a place where she can hear those trembling steps of those slaves. His shadow above my silent tomb would make it a place of fearful gloom. Powerful line. Now she says that whenever a slave passes by her tomb, the shadow falls on the grave. She feels it like a very, terrible gloom, which is gloom is something, the darkness taking over, which is so fearful. So she says that whenever a shadow is coming onto my grave, a silent shadow of a fearful slave, and it will make her grave a place of fearful darkness, which she cannot take it. Okay, next. I could not rest if I heard the tread of a coffle gang to the shambles led. And the okay. I also cannot rest if I hear the coffle gang to the shambles led. So coffle gang is those, slaves are enslaved people are together tied with the chains and they are pushed onto one another in a line. So that's a coffle gang with the chains and everything. So she is like, I also cannot rest in my grave if I see those coffle gangs are led to the shambles, are led to some very, very disgusting places. I cannot see that vision. So ultimately she's saying that don't place me in a land where I should have to see such situations, like where slaves are going and those coffle gangs are led to the shambles like that. Okay, and the mother's shriek of wild despair rise like a curse on the trembling air. Also, Frances Harper, it's a powerful line. She says that whenever a mother feels so sad looking at her children being enslaved and everything, she, from the within, she shouts or she screams. That scream is arise like a curse into that, very trembling air, very fearful air, and it spreads there. So it's a powerful line. Okay, next. I could not sleep if I saw the lash drinking her blood at each fearful gash. Not only that, not only they are chained and pushed onto one another, they are ill treated, they are also hit with the lashes. So she says that I also cannot sleep if I see any lash is drinking the blood of those slaves with those each fearful gashes. If it is drinking the blood of those slaves, I cannot rest there. And I saw her babies torn from her breast like trembling doves from their parent nest. Now, Frances Harper also says that she has seen people snatch away the babies from their mother, just like how doves, those beautiful, beautiful birds, are, separated from their parent nest. Yeah. I would shudder and start if I heard the bay of bloodhounds seizing their human prey. Now she says that she would shudder. She would suddenly be shaking, fearful shake. That is, shudder means a fearful shake. She would shudder and, will be shocked if she sees any the dogs, the bloodhounds, those wild dogs, when they are released to make those slave runs for the human prey, for to attack on them, so that they could control those slaves. Like, you release a wild dog, it goes back onto those slaves, and those slaves are so terribly fearful, and they just keep running. It's a very disgusting scenario. Yeah. And I heard the captive plead in vain as they bound afresh his galling chain. So, whenever a captive is held and they are being chained again with those fresh chains which are thrown at them, and they are just binding them there with the, as if they are some objects, they're tying them, they shout in pain, so much of pain. They plead not to do that, or not to tie them with those chains, but their uh, despair is completely in the wind, like into the empty surroundings, because there's nobody to listen to them, there's nobody to come, and there's nobody to rescue them. So it's a very good line. If I saw young girls from their mother's arms bartered and sold for their youthful charms, okay, my eye would flash with a mournful flame, my death-paled cheek grow red with shame. Okay, now here Frances Harper says that if I see any girls are being bartered, barter system, like exchanging goods, without any money, you exchange the goods. So it's like women are being bartered and sold from their parents, like those young women are being taken from their mother's arms, and they are sold for the youthful charms. It could be the harassment that they do on them, or it could be for any various purpose. They take those young girls from their mother's arms. So whenever such situations happen, Frances Harper says, whenever such situations happen, my eye would be red with a mournful flame. She says that her eye would flash. Mournful is the sadness. Flame is something which burns. So so you can imagine the scene, the picture. Like, her eyes would be with utmost disappointment, but angry with the flame. Okay, and my death-paled cheek would grow red with shame. So if I saw from her grave such situations, her death pale cheek, the skinny bone, the cheeks would grow red with shame, and the eyes with a mournful flame. You can imagine the picture of a semi-skeleton, maybe. Okay, a semi-skeleton where it is having a mournful flame of an eye, and also those death pale cheek. So that would be her situation, is what she says, if she sees any young girl being bartered and sold. Yeah. I would sleep, dear friends, where bloated might can rob no man of his dearest right. Now, in this stanza, Frances Harper says that, dear friends, I would sleep definitely. But when bloated here means the rich people, where rich people cannot rob, any man of his rights. That time I will sleep peacefully. My rest shall be calm in any grave where none can call his brother a slave. Okay, she says that I will rest in any grave wherever you put me, where none will call each other a slave. She says that everybody has the right to live, equality, but some people are treated ill just because of their color, or just because they come from some different places to settle. Reasons could be anything, but she says that my rest shall be calm and peaceful. I would rest peacefully in a place where nobody can call each other a slave. Let us see the final stanza. I ask no monument proud and high to arrest the gaze of the passers-by. Now she says that I am asking no monument to be built around my grave, which is proud and high. Also, you write something like Frances Harper was an abolitionist, she was a teacher, poet. You don't hype me up, or you don't write those things, or you don't put me in a monument, first of all. Because I don't want to, I don't want to get attention from those passers-by. I don't want them to come and be mesmerized or get admired by seeing my grave. No, that is not what I want. All that my yearning spirit craves is bury me not in a land of slaves. These are the final lines. She says that all that my spirit, my soul, that is so much craving, so eagerly craving, is that you bury me in a land where there are no slaves at all. Only that time my soul will be peaceful, my spirit will be peaceful. So this is it. This is about bury me in a free land. It is a powerful poem if you go through, line by line. I hope you will definitely, watch the video completely, and share your thoughts on the Frances Harper, or if you have faced any racism kind of a situation in your life. I really want to know if you have faced anything. Please do comment. I want to read it. And see you all in the next video. Please do like, share and subscribe to Literature Tale Explorations. Yeah, okay. Bye bye.